Mr. DJ Rose, Verkeezy, and C's, welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap your seatbelt, go and sell our land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell our land. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, though with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.
It's Verkeezy, and this is a No More Black Tears podcast.
Yo, what's good, people? See the season of building. Shout out Mr. DJ Rose and Juice Man.
Hey man, it's been a long week. It's been a very interesting week. So we have this week in sports. So in the WNBA, this is their off season. There's been a lot of news going on. There was a big blockbuster trade between the Storm, the Aces, and the Sparks. Kelsey Plum, who got drafted by the Aces and has been a very good player for them, got traded to the Sparks. And Drew Lord, who's considered one of the best players in the league, got traded from the lowly Seattle Storm to the Aces, which people already thought was a powerhouse. And if you're wondering what the Storm got, they got picks because they in rebuilding mode. C's, what's your thought on that trade?
I think it's definitely a blockbuster trade with the dominance that the Aces have played the last 2 seasons. I was surprised that it was Plum that went because she was essential to them winning. She's a great player. But having additional Lloyd, it's like Aja and the rest of the team. I just see them being even more dominant. They always seem like the Aces. Track record is the track record on the mill is like they make these big trades. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean definitely, and then like anytime you get a draft pick, I mean these girls are getting better and better every year coming in from college. If you've been watching, it's gonna be some good trades in the next 2 seasons or good drafts in the next 2 seasons. So now it's starting to get to the WNBA is getting to the level to where they're actually able to do these 3-way trades like the NBA does. I just haven't seen it in my experience of the WNBA. I haven't seen 3-way trades like this, like big ones like this. I've seen bartering here and there, but not at that level.
Yeah, man. I thought this trade was very interesting because, like I said, Drew Lord is a top 5, top 7 player in the league. You pairing her with Jackie Young, who, once she got healthy last season, was amazing like she always is. And you pair him with Aja Wilson, who won the league MVP, and it wasn't even close with the best player in the league in the WNBA last year was. It was her. So you add that, and I feel like, yeah, they're probably going to be competing for a championship like they was this year, to be honest. But they're probably not going to get knocked out in the second round. And let's keep in mind, they got knocked out to the Liberty, who ended up winning the championship. So it's not like they got knocked out by somebody that did not win the championship. As far as the Sparks go, they got a good player in Kelsey Plum. She can mentor. I can't think of the white girl name, but she got drafted from Stanford last year. She did get injured.
What's her name? Rika? Rika is also drafted. Pretty joint.
Yeah.
Skinny. She's a good player too.
So she can mentor her, and show her how to be a good player in the league whenever she comes off her injury. So that'll be interesting to see. As far as the Storm, this is just rebuild, man. Use these picks and rebuild your team. And there was some other big news in the WNBA. Brittany Griner did sign with the home team, the Atlanta Dream. I mean, this is some Atlanta Hawks shit, bro. And I say that because anybody who's a fan of the Hawks or even like the Falcons, like it just seems like we always signing players when they're not in their prime. This would have been a great pickup 5-7 years ago when Brittany Griner was probably a top 10, top 12 player. But if you saw her play this year, like she wasn't really that good. She wasn't really effective. She was just the tallest bitch on the floor. You know, that's just the honest truth, man. She was just the tallest bitch on the floor. If you ask her, she considers herself a man, and she looks like a man since she done chopped her titties off. So it's like
She sound like one too, man.
and she's gonna fit in with Atlanta, man. Atlanta's big, and her community is big in Atlanta, so she's gonna fit in down there. Hey man, we got a big name person. We'll see how it does for the Dream. But shout out to the home team.
Yeah, but looking back at the Sparks, man, they got Lexi Brown, D Brown's daughter. If you remember when the Aces had Hamby, right? They had that whole drama, and then they also have Rika Jackson. That's her name. So I mean, they got a decent squad. We'll see how they do. And in Atlanta, man, they signed Brianna Jones also and Brittany Griner. I don't think Brittany Griner's past her prime. I think she's still gonna end up being one of the top players. I think she definitely gonna do something, And then there was also the Dallas Wings traded Satu Sabali. She was on the team with her sister.
They solid player.
I wanted to see her go to the Liberty and play with her sister because her sister ended up knocking her team out of the playoffs. So I mean that would have been interesting to see. And then there's rumors of the Fever. I'm not sure what their pickups are, but they're saying they're going to be one of the top teams this season.
I mean, they're going to be one of the top teams just because they got that one white bitch, Caitlin Clark. So as long as she continues to get better, she was a rookie last season. Let's remember that. She was a rookie last season. So she hits the weight room, gets stronger. She works on her game, understands how these bitches are guarding her. Like, they're going to get better just because she's going to get better. As well as, if you paid attention the second half of the season, her teammates, Leah Boston and them other girls, they built better chemistry with her. So, hey, they'll be better. But speaking of trades, De'Aaron Fox, the Kings have said, hey, they are looking and shopping De'Aaron Fox around. Yo, De'Aaron Fox has been a beast since he came to the league. I feel sorry for him because the team he went to, the market he went to, it almost reminds me of DeMarcus Cousins. Like, DeMarcus Cousins, to me, when he was in his prime, was, if not the best center in the league, the second best center in the league. But unfortunately, he played for a team like the Kings that was just sorry. So he wasn't going to get his credit. For Fox has been a top point guard since he's came in the league. Like, he's been one of the better guys. Like, to be honest, he's been kind of doing what Shea's been doing at OKC. He just hasn't had the impact with winning. So if what everybody's saying is the team he's supposed to end up on is the Spurs. If he can go to the Spurs, and I'll be honest, I don't give a fuck who they give up because they're not going to give a Vic. So if he ends up on the Spurs and he's playing with Vic, oh my God, the league fucked up. Because Vic is already, if you ask me, Vic is already a top 10 player in the league. And you give him De'Aaron Fox, who's a top 5 point guard in my opinion. I would be hard pressed for you to name 5 point guards in the league right now better than De'Aaron Fox. Someone who has his speed, his ability to make plays, and his ability to score. Like, that right there would be amazing. There's some other teams he could go to, but to me, the team that I would like to see him go to is the one that he's connected to, which is the Spurs, because that's the one that if it happened, I could see immediate impact.
Definitely. Going to the Spurs, man, like, immediately, like, they're already good. With Vic and the supporting crew, they're already good. They add Fox, that's even more tools. I mean, defensively, Vic's, center. Vic's dominant, and Fox can play defense also. So if the Spurs let this one slip through their hands, that'd be a major mess up. And honestly, I thought Fox would have been gone a season or two ago because there was talks like, weren't the Clippers trying to get him a while back? There was rumors of that. So I thought he would have stayed in California. Like, Golden State was looking at him. The Clippers were looking at him. So, I mean, yeah, whatever team, wherever he ends up at, I think he's going to have an automatic, just change, man.
Yeah, man. Man, speaking of change, man, we on the road to what, C's?
Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl, but we also on the road to WrestleMania. And I always tell people, it starts where? At the Royal Rumble. As we are recording right now, the Royal Rumble is going on. You win the Royal Rumble, you get the main event WrestleMania for the title. This next person has not only won the Royal Rumble, he's won the title and been the face of the company. Triple H is going to be inducted in this year's Hall of Fame. as somebody who grew up a wrestling fan, as somebody who loves wrestling, I always tell people this: there is no good guy without a bad guy. As much as you like Goku, you needed Vegeta, you needed Cell. As much as you love Captain America and Iron Man, you need Thanos. As much as you love Batman and Superman, you need Lex Luthor and you need Joker. Triple H was the baddest bad guy there was. Like, he had a reign of terror with the world title, where for over a year, no one would beat this nigga. Like, nobody could beat this nigga. And then he formed a group called Evolution, and the purpose of that group was to make sure he kept the world title. And this nigga has beaten your favorite wrestlers. That's the craziest part. I used to be mad when he used to beat up on The Rock sometimes. I used to be mad. I was a big Mankind fan, and I'll never forget, he retired Mankind. Like, they fought in a Hell in a Cell match, and Mankind came back as Cactus Jack, and he made Mankind retire. And I was like, yo, I'll never forget that nigga for beating Booker T for the world title at WrestleMania. Like, but with all that being said, as much as I hated Triple H, I gotta say he deserves this, man, because you cannot tell the history of the Attitude Era and the era that came after that, the Ruthless Aggression Era, without Triple H. Like, he was in the 90s, the early 2000s, even part of the 2010s. He fought people like Bret Hart, Stone Cold, The Rock, Mankind, Big Show, but then he fought people like Batista, John Cena, then he went ahead and fought Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero. Then he went and fought the newer generation, CM Punk, who's still wrestling now. Like, Triple H has Randy Orton. And then you look at, like I said, the group Evolution. It was him, Ric Flair, Randy Orton, Batista. All of them guys are either in the Hall of Fame or going to be in the Hall of Fame. Like, he formed that group. And Triple H he's a top 5, definitely a top 10 wrestler of all time, man. Love him or hate him. And that's the job of the heel, is for you to hate him. And when Triple H was in his prime, if you was watching wrestling, you hated him. But I want to say this, though, with that being said, Triple H was, even though he was hated, he was still one of the coolest motherfuckers. Because I'll never forget when he came back from that knee injury and he was shirtless with the blue jeans on and he was ripped and everything. Like, Triple H made a lot of niggas want to work out. Because Triple H was a big motherfucker. Like, he was cut. So I'm going to give him credit for that. He's always been in the gym. And I want to shout out to what he's doing now since he's taken over the creative operations of WWE. Like, he's been a great job doing the booking. So shout out to him, man. He deserves the Hall of Fame.
Yo, I'm trying to remember. You mentioned the blue jeans because I know Stone Cold used to do it, and he used to come out with this. Who came out with the hammer? Was it Triple H or was it
Triple H? He came up with the sledgehammer.
Yes. So I'm trying to. Yeah,
I call it. This is the equalizer.
So I mean, I remember that, and it's like, man, Triple H has been one of the staples in WWE like history. So I mean, like,
let me ask you a question: how many people did the DX suck it because of him and Shawn? And how many people would get a water bottle and spit it in the air because of Triple H?
Oh, all of us. I mean, we used to walk around doing that be in the hallway, just walking down the hallway. Yeah. Like, do you know what that means? No, it's just that looks cool. It's like, so, I mean, yeah.
It's provocative. It gets the people going.
Well, it got us going, man. And just to see him, like, continue the legacy of McMahon, like, it's literally, like, honestly, he's a direct lineage to McMahon, like, creatively. So, I mean, you can hate him all you want, but, I mean, as far as history goes, Triple H is that, that guy. And, I mean, despite his controversies, like, yeah, we're not going to get into that. We'll get onto that to, like, another episode, but definitely well-deserved, man.
Speaking of controversies, he's the son-in-law of Vince McMahon, who we already discussed on his sexual allegations. Another person who probably is going to the Hall of Fame in his sport and has recently had some sexual allegations come up. And I'm going to let C's start off because C's, we do fantasy football, y'all. And C's drafted this nigga a couple years ago in the first round. Justin Tucker, the kicker from the Baltimore Ravens, is one of your favorite players, C's.
Hey, I had to sit on auto pick. So before y'all get on me, I had to sit on auto pick. But, hey, it was a great fucking choice because I had 2 kickers. He was my number 1 kicker, so literally did not let me down. And he honestly has one of the best kicking records overall.
He's a Hall of Fame, man.
So, I mean, and he's still playing. So, I mean, there's that Baltimore Ravens legend, but apparently we'll let you get into his allegations.
Yeah, so apparently his allegations he's been accused by, as of now, 8 massage therapists saying that he was touching it inappropriately, he was pulling his dick out, he was pleasuring himself, and there was even some saying that he was ejaculating on the table. First of all, I thought that's what you're supposed to do when you went to a massage parlor.
But was it that type of massage parlor?
I thought that's what all the massage parlors did. Hey, every time I went to a massage parlor, I always got a happy ending. I'll never forget the first time I went to a massage parlor. I'm laying there and she done massaged my whole body for 30 minutes. And next thing you know, she started massaging basically give me a hand job.
You want massage? You want more?
And then she looks at me dead in my eye and says, "You want me to massage this?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's what kind of party this is?"
You want more? You
want more? Rent it. And I'm a broke ass nigga compared to Justin Tucker. So I just thought that's what they was all supposed to do. Man, hey man, I'm sad that y'all trying Justin Tucker like this. This man got a wife and kids, and y'all over here, this not even cheating. Getting your beat dick in a massage parlor, that's not cheating, man. So I'm sad for this shit, man. They need to leave that man alone.
Happy you want more massage? You want more? We need more money. But yeah, bro, it's crazy when you see these allegations and you see what happened to Deshaun Watson. Y'all probably gonna have to start doing some stuff on the low. It's like, how did they realize who you were? There's a lot of people that don't watch football. So, I mean, it's possible he could have been incognito, and, just slipped up in the spot. So, I mean, maybe you just need to be more discreet. But, I mean, let's be honest. I hate using this term, but I'm going to use it. He white. He probably going to get off. He already said he didn't do it. He's probably more than likely going to get off. It's going to be a settlement, and I don't think I don't really see it affecting his season. Like, this is probably going to be wrapped up before the season. It's going to get swept under the rug and taken care of. And it's like, man, just like we had the conversation, it's like, honestly, y'all probably need to just stop doing what y'all doing and just have an actual massage therapist, vetted by the team, and just go that route instead of, you're famous, man. Stop going to these places and doing, getting caught up in these situations.
So, man, Justin Tucker, he played for the Ravens. They lost to the Buffalo Bills, who ended up losing to the Chiefs. Now, we're going to get into the Super Bowl next weekend because we're going to talk about the Super Bowl next week. So, instead of talking about the Super Bowl, what's some things from the playoffs that, stuck out to you? And what's some things from the season as a whole that you just, was interested in?
Detroit Lions, how well they played this year. Everybody did say they would be great. They definitely did. I mean, you see what happened to their defensive coordinator. Got another job out of it. Jaden Daniels definitely went further than a lot of people thought he would go. Definitely played great. Saquon Barkley, literally, the way the Giants did him, he should have left that team a long time ago. And then Josh Allen, how well he played this season. He literally played in games, still lost games, but literally came back where people were putting him in the MVP conversation. I'm surprised at how well the Chiefs played, losing 2 games. I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. And it's just continue that lineage. The Texans, I thought they would have fared a little bit better. Kyler Murray, that's another situation I'm looking at, questioning, what's going on with that situation. And then the Steelers, they did better than, continuous, the whole talk about it is, they got to get it together. They really literally have to do something different, or it's just going to continuously being, winning, but it's the stagnation of literally you get to the same place. You get to where we expect you to get, and it's you got to do something different, better. And then the Saints, trash. just scrap the whole head coach and all. Just scrap them. Like, and then the disappointment of your home team. So I mean, hey man, it was a lot. So I mean, it was a good season, but it's been a lot of bullshit along the way.
Yeah, man. Falcons. Hopefully, we find our quarterback. It'll be interesting to see what they do with Kirk Cousins. Apparently, they're going to have to cut him. They're not going to be able to trade him, so we're going to have to eat that. But, man, just continue to try to build around Michael Penix Jr., man. You know, he looked good at the end of the season, but it was only a couple of games. So we'll see how next season goes. As far as the rest of the league, man, this is just, you know, the Ravens lost, the Bills lost, and it's kind of like what I said a couple weeks ago. It's kind of funny because both of them was battling for the right to lose to Patrick Mahomes, and that's what happened, man. As far as Buffalo goes, because the Ravens got their own issues, but as far as Buffalo goes, I just don't know what they do. Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like you cannot just keep keeping Sean McDermott as good as he is. I just feel like this is one of those situations where he's a good coach, but, you know, we've seen it happen before from Mark Jackson, you know, losing his job in Golden State for Steve Kerr, from John Gruden losing his job. And I mean, my bad, Tony Dungy losing his job at Tampa Bay for John Gruden, man. Like, and Andy Reid losing his job in Philly and going to Kansas City. Like, sometimes it's just time for a change. And sometimes you're not the guy that can take this team over the hump. It just seems like they need a different voice to be the head of that locker room, because I just don't know what more you can do. You done lost 4 times in the playoffs to this coach and quarterback. Like, at some point in time, it's y'all. And you can't get rid of Josh Allen because he's arguably the second best quarterback in the league. To me, he's the third best quarterback in the league, but so you can't get rid of him just because of that. But from a coaching standpoint, like, I just looked at it like you was going for two too aggressively. You was chasing points early in the game as if you was down and your defense wasn't able to hold the Chiefs. You going for it on 4th downs early in the game. And you kept running the same 4th down play with Josh Allen, and it just seems like you just too Josh Allen centric. Like, you had James Cook, who was a 1,000-yard rusher, was second in the league in total touchdowns. Why was he not involved more? Like, why have you not developed this receiving core more? You should have used games in the regular season to get these receivers better. And it just makes me think about, that's why the Chiefs is playing chess and everyone's playing checkers. Because the Chiefs winning all these close games and people are like, why they're not blowing teams out? You know why? Because they're trying to get Xavier Worthy ready. They're trying to work Kareem Hunt into the offense. They're trying to get Noah Gray and some of these other players. They're trying to figure out offensive line. Like, they're doing all these different things that, yeah, we could just shuffle the ball to Kelsey. We could just force feed the ball to Hopkins. But we got players on the team that we know we're going to need in the playoffs to perform well. And what happened? Xavier Worthy had 100 yards receiving and a touchdown in the AFC Championship. It's funny, you know, before we end the week in sports, it's just funny because I've never seen two teams lose in championship weekend, and I have 2 different feelings. I feel depressed and sad for the Bills. I just feel like they're never going to get to a Super Bowl as long as Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid is together. But then with the Commanders, I'm so excited and hopeful because if you was able to do this Jaden Daniels rookie season with, to me, there's no disrespect to Dan Quinn, a decent head coach.
Man, fuck Dan Quinn.
You know, not even a great head coach, just a decent head coach. Like, what you're going to be able to do when Jaden Daniels gets better, and who knows what's going to happen if the Commanders decide to fire Dan Quinn in 2 years and promote Cliff Kingsbury or get one of these offensive-minded coaches that can really take that team to the next level. So I'm hopeful for that. Moving on to TNT.
Boom.
In sports, we have a special guest, Star, with us. So, Star, say hi to everyone. So, C's, do you have any questions for Star?
So, all right, Star, who are you? You know, what do you do? What's your hobbies? All that type of stuff.
Shit, I'm just Star for real. I actually go to the medical college I am. I'm actually graduating in May. I got to finish my community service hours.
Congratulations.
But I'm graduating this year. Thank God. Please let me graduate.
Okay, stay out of trouble, you know. You gotta stay out of
Every time I say community service, everybody always wants to, what you do? What you do? No, I actually needed 240 hours of community service for graduation to be able to graduate. So that's like a part of the, I guess, the requirement to graduate. So yeah, so it's nothing about being in trouble, but I do music as well. That was like something that I started doing when I was younger. Got in trouble. I got in trouble then, and when I got out of prison. You know, you got to turn your life around.
Damn, all right. So you got a story.
So what kind of music do you do?
I am an artist. I kind of do like rap, R&B, kind of. I'm more of like I'm not a lover girl, but then I'm not like a tough hard ass either. So, yeah.
Okay, would you say you more like man? I'm trying to think of some of the girl. You're not like a Glorilla.
Yeah, because Gorilla, she don't really talk about like she don't really talk about like ass and all type of shit like that. She's more of like a regular rapper, female. Like a lot of females be talking about other shit like Sexy Red. She be talking about like crazy shit. Yeah, I don't really be talking about crazy shit in my music for real.
Gotcha. Okay. So you said the medical college. So I mean, what's your degree gonna be in?
Dental hygiene actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the associates in dental hygiene. I might go back in and do the bachelor's, but my end goal is probably going to be an educator.
Okay.
So what sparked that interest?
Like I said, I was in prison, right? And when I got out, my mom was like, "You need to do something with your life, whatever." And that was just like.
Okay, so this is my last question before we move on to TNT. I see you got some tattoos. Unfortunately, the viewers can't see it. Can you pick one tattoo that you like and why you got it?
Yeah, this one right here is my very first one. It was BYOB, Be Your Own Boss. I actually got it when I was about 17, and I got it because I was hustling in the streets real heavy.
Okay. Well, Star, thank you so much for that. So we moving on to TNT, y'all.
Boom.
So the first Tears or No Tears. Y'all know about the airplane crash that happened in D.C. with the plane that, flew into the helicopter. This is kind of your expertise. What's the breakdown of the situation?
Basically, I want to say it was Reagan. It wasn't Reagan. It was Dulles, Washington, D.C. Dulles Airport. It's one of the smaller ones where you see a lot of people fly in because it's closer to the city. It's literally like smack in D.C. You get off. So you got senators flying in. Anybody who has business in D.C., they try to fly into that airport. It's a little bit smaller. But yeah, it's around a lot of military bases. So I'm not surprised that they would have a helicopter flying in that same area. So it's like, normal shit. Apparently it's actually been a problem people been talking about for a couple of years. The unfortunate thing about it is the current president is trying to politicize it, simply saying an ignorant statement about, DEI. So it's like, you literally just took office and the person you fired or, person that resigned, when a normal office change comes in, you change the narrative and said, oh, we like to hire the best people. It's like, the fuck do you mean you hire the best people? So you can't say like majority of air traffic controllers are white men. That's just a fact. I hate how you try to say this because you can't say this is a DEI effort. It's like, it's literally a mishap that happened. Somebody fucked up somewhere and crashed the plane. That's simply it. It's literally like whether it seems like from the news it was the helicopter's fuck up, but I mean, these are trained professionals and shit happens. I mean, this is literally like, Tears, unfortunately, we lost some good people. There was a black woman. She was on her last flight and she literally had another job. She had a promotion coming up. She died on her flight. She was a flight attendant. There was Russian trained ice skaters on that flight. And there was like national, professional ice skaters and a couple other people So I mean, it's an unfortunate situation, but it's the fact that people take an unfortunate situation and try to politicize it for bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course, I got tears, y'all, man. I mean, whenever people lose their life, that's sad, man. I'm not as up to some of the political stuff as you all sees. I will say this from what I saw on TikTok and online. People was saying that they was trying to push the whole DI thing. Yeah, that's just sad too, because I don't understand that whole narrative just because you're giving women, people in the LGBT community and black people and Hispanic people opportunities. Why does that mean they're less qualified? So that's kind of unfortunate they're pushing that. But yeah, man, this one of the reasons why I be afraid to fly, man. Like I'm so serious, man. Like, C's, it took you, MGH, and D Will years to even convince me to get on a plane in the first fucking place. Cause I be just thinking some shit like from Final Destination. I'm gonna get on the plane, I'm gonna see everything, I'm gonna see the plane crash, and I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. I'm gonna be like, hey, get me the fuck up out of here, man. So, yeah, man, tears. What you got, Star?
Say I don't have any tears for real. That's not because like I'm not emotional about the situation, but I think it's the fact of that Trump is really trying to like turn it around on black people and make it seem like, oh, because like you said, it was the black woman and it was a gay pilot, right?
Oh, the pilot was gay?
I don't know, but it was.
See, I didn't even know that. So I mean, that might be a factor. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, so the fact that he's trying to blame the black community, that gives me kids, but as far as like the plane crash, I really think it was more of the plane itself, because that wasn't the first time something like that happened. Did y'all hear about the plane at the Delta airplane where they had let everybody off?
Nah,
at the airport.
I ain't hear about that.
Yeah, they had like everybody off at the airport and said it was something wrong with one of the engines on the plane, one of the Delta planes.
I'm not surprised. I heard something like that last year that they basically had to shut everything down. I don't know if it was the same situation, but it was something wrong with the plane going on.
Then they had that whole situation with the plane in Philly. They was trying to say something about that. That's literally a whole different situation because that plane was literally like an ambulance, like a medical service plane. And if you try to tie this in, like, man, that's a whole nother realm, like even with the FFA and all these other different organizations. So, I mean, that one was crazy because you literally see you see the videos of the one in DC, but the one in Philly, there was like somebody at the bodega, at the corner store getting gas or, a drink or whatever. And like, you literally see something, you hear something, boom, and the joint goes up in flames. So, I mean, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, shit make you not want to fly, man. You fly, you might become a spirit like the airline, man. Shit's crazy, man. Hey, man, talking about some sad news, man. Well, depending on your perspective. So there was a construction worker who basically posted a rap video.
My bad.
So he lost his job because his job saw a rap video he posted and they felt like it was inappropriate and they fired him. I'm going to say tears only because I don't know the company's stipulations. Like, we've all had jobs and, some of us at the table have jobs that would tell you it's certain things you can and cannot do, but some jobs don't have that. So I don't know how strict the construction company is. Most construction workers are contractors anyway. So I doubt it was some shit like, oh man, if we see you rapping about this and that, we're not going to have it. In fact, from what the story said is, it wasn't even the content of what he was rapping about. It was the fact of the song was so hot that everyone at the job was just basically rapping the lyrics. And they felt like it was being a distraction at work. So it's my fault that my shit is so hot that everyone else who heard it just wants to rap it. So like, yeah, man, I got tears, man. Plus he was a black man too, man. Like, people be having side hustles, man. You don't want to punch a clock forever. Like, he got dreams. I don't know how old he was. Hopefully he wasn't no 45-year-old man, but everybody make it at different times.
He had been rapping for a while though. He literally switched his name up and went from Duff. What was it? I forgot the name of the group, but it
Player
was
Circle.
Player Circle, And it changed his name. Yeah, he used to be Titty Boy.
Yeah, he used to be Titty Boy.
Titty Boy and Player Circle. He was down with Ludacris.
Man, that was the greatest rebrand in history. He went from Titty Boy to Two Chainz that don't nobody even know.
Yeah, so I mean, there's that.
But he was older when he finally did pop though.
Yeah, so I mean, there's that. Like, dude looked like he was about 30 something. But I mean, I got tears because it's like, what construction companies gonna have stipulations around like what you can do, what you can't do? And it wasn't like he was rapping about, oh, I'm selling out the shop at the construction site, blah blah blah. Coming, I'm really selling bricks. Like he ain't had no crazy analogies, nothing like that. So I mean, I think they had it out for him. I think that's simply what it was. And you see a lot of these construction sites got unions and all this other bullshit. So, I mean, tears, man, unfortunate situation. And they probably could have used that hype and be like, hey, put the company on in the rap and be like, hey, ABC Construction and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
You see what these lawyers be doing.
So, yeah, man.
Yeah, too, though, because it's like the police officer. I think she lost her job 2 days later off for just posting like a cute picture of her uniform.
Oh yeah, I
seen
that.
Yeah. That shit was crazy how these government jobs don't want you to really have a life outside. That's why everybody be like, oh, make sure you have a side hustle. That's why everybody be like, make sure you have a side hustle.
Yeah, I mean that is crazy, man. Like I've heard stories of strippers who was COs. Man, like
that's crazy.
Hey man, if you can do I've heard stories of strippers that were COs, but then they would go to the prison and they would be professional. So you could do both. Like what you do in your private life doesn't dictate what you do in your professional life.
Yeah, sure. You should always be able to have your life outside of your work. You should always be able to live your life.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, it's simply like, if it ain't affecting it directly, it shouldn't, go into that area.
I'm just saying, man, if the president can grab pussy and, have 35 federal charges, man, goddamn, a nigga can't rap. They can't rap.
Nah, man, niggas can't do nothing.
Man, hey, moving on to another.
You don't know why? Because you didn't earn it. That's what DEI stand for. You didn't earn it.
Yeah, man, moving on to another rapper. So Dank Demoss, a female rapper who's like, is it 500, 600 pounds, C's? Like she's very overweight. From what Rose said, apparently she was on the show with 2 Chainz mama, like some kind of show to kind of make it in the rap game. But recently, she didn't garner headlines because she ordered a Uber and she was too big to fit in the Uber. The Uber driver said, hey, you need to order that XL Uber because my car's too small for you. And now she's suing Uber for that. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fat motherfucker. So like when I first heard the story, I ain't gonna lie, I felt hit because I'm fat. But then when I saw the video, I was like, damn, man, dude tried to be as polite as he could about it. And then I'm gonna be real, as someone that's overweight, because everyone else at the table not overweight, so they don't have the same struggles I have. Sometimes you get in a car and the certain cars, it's like, I don't know how this gonna work, dog. I don't know how this gonna work, man. Like it's certain cars, like motherfuckers try to get you in pull up, and like Rose got a Mustang, and like he pulled in the Mustang, and don't get it twisted. As fly as the Mustang is, cause we drive around the city, and that shit look dope. The hoes, they love seeing us pull up in the Mustang, but I'm fat though, and it's hard to get that seatbelt on me in the front seat, and I know I can't fit in the back seat because it's really just a 2-seater. But then when he put up in that SUV though, that Tundra, I'm like, yeah, man, this more my speed. I can be comfortable in this motherfucker. So, I mean, if it was me, I would have probably been like, yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna fit in this motherfucker. And if you say I can't fit, yeah, I'm gonna get another motherfucking ride anyway, man. I'm gonna order XL so I can make sure I can be comfortable or whatever, And plus, some people don't even let you ride in their shit if you can't get the seatbelt on. And nigga, I done flown planes and they had to get the extender clip for me. Like they don't. Like, I'm dead serious. Like start looking at me like they do that. Yes, they do that. They would.
I saw it. I was there.
They would look at your fat ass and say, "Oh, you can't fit." Yeah, I can't fit. And I'm thinking, oh man, they gonna keep me off the plane. They said, oh no, you good, sir. We go. They went in the back, got me another little seat belt. Click it, boom. Now, if you flying like a flight like Spirit, because on the way back from Vegas, I flew Spirit. And I was like, hey, man, I got to extend no clip. They said, oh, no, we ain't got that, but you'll be fine. I said, hold up, bro, I ain't got no seatbelt. What you mean be fine? What happens if the plane crash?
Yeah, all right. You big. You probably going to hurt the plane more than it hurts you.
And the words of that nigga paying it full. You big, right? You be all right. So, yeah, I got no tears, man, because, hey, man, it is what it is. Sometimes you got to prioritize your health. And, hey, man, I say this all the time. Shit for small people ain't always for big people.
Man, I ain't got no tears, man. You know when you big. Like, you literally...
Nah, you don't know when you big sometimes. Unless your friends tell you big, especially for these, no offense, these women, because they be hyping up they fat homegirl. So she might not know. She might not know she was that big.
Hey, when you sit down on...
Niggas gonna holler at anything.
True, but when you sit down and you do that roll, that's when you know. Come on. How many times have people done that? Like, you sit down on the couch, you lay down or sit down, you like, damn, it's an effort to get up. So, I mean, like, I really ain't got no tears because it's like, you know, when you big, somebody pull up on you on a Prius or a Corolla on an Uber ride, what are you going to do? Like, you know, when you taking up the whole seat and your arm is stretched over the console and you literally got to squeeze in that motherfucker, I mean, I can't have no tears for you. Just like if you was on a plane, they said, like, you just too damn big. We got to get you another seat, a better seat. We're going to have to move you up to economy or business class because you too damn big.
I'll do that, but I'm not paying for it.
Nah, it's like literally like for the safety of the plane, like we can't strap you in.
The safety of the plane, goddamn, this is a goddamn big ass piece of metal. Like, you act like we're going to destroy the plane now.
The seat ain't made for your big ass.
So, this is discrimination that people talking about.
You talking about fat discrimination, but nah, man, I got no tears for that shit, man. No, you big, man.
I don't know. I got tears though. I thought that shit was sad as fuck. I was mad as hell. I was like, man, that's fucked up. How the fuck he just gonna treat this girl like that? So yeah, that shit kind of. I do have tears for that because Shawty was dead ass though. She was like, "What you mean? What you mean?" And I was like, "Damn, he doing her like that." And I don't even really be paying attention to Instagram like that. But I was like, oh, I feel heartbroken. I feel heartbroken. Call me sensitive. I am a Cancer. Whatever. But yeah, I do have tears to that situation because it's like a real life situation. Like the airplane crashes, because that's life. Like God, that was already written. You feel me? Like him just discriminating against her. That wasn't fair. But the airplane crashes and shit, I feel like that was meant to happen because it happened. Like, that was something you couldn't stop. Well, you probably could have stopped anyway.
Yeah, she could have stopped being that big, though, man. I mean, sometimes your friends got to tell you, C's do it to me. I go to Burger King, I say, hey, let me get 2 double Whoppers with cheese, large fry, and a large chocolate milkshake. And the C's will look at me before I swipe my card. Hey, you don't need both cheeseburgers.
Like, you don't. I'll tell you. And then, like, literally, like, I remember one time I was like, bro, you besides high school, you know, when you was playing football, you know, you slimmed up a little bit, built muscle and all that. And then, like, you know, we got a high school, couple years go by. You got bigger. You know, it's natural. Everybody gained weight.
Freshman 15.
Oh, yeah. Everybody put that freshman 15 on. I put it on. Shit. But literally, bro, I was like, nigga, I know you fat, but you eat like you fat. I was like, bro took the fork, slobbing down. I'm like, nigga, you fat as fuck. And then the next, like 2 weeks later, I want to say you had sat down and you had to do the roll I was talking about. I was like, nigga, you fat. I was like, bro, ain't no nice words about it. I was like, you fat.
Hey, man, it's hard to move, man. Sometimes it's a lot of weight on you, man. Hey, man, talk about stuff that's in your control, though. See, break down this next one. This Rice Street inmate.
Yeah, so basically it's Rice Street in Atlanta. I don't know the exact stipulations of what happened, but dude was from Baltimore.
Quick question: what zone in Atlanta? We don't know.
It wasn't a zone. It was actually like downtown Atlanta. I think Rice Street is like central Atlanta, like, you know, that downtown area. So I mean, he was at a hotel or some building, and then he ended up. I want to say it was self-defense, but he ended up killing somebody. Went to jail, Fulton County prison, which if you know Fulton County, you've heard the stories about the crazy shit that goes on, like people not having enough bedding, people not getting food, just shitty conditions. They already under review for the state of Georgia. But basically dudes from Baltimore, whoever he kills homeboys, found out who he was, stabbed him up, then sent a video to his mom who lives in Baltimore.
For sure.
And said, hey, you ain't safe even in, you ain't safe no matter where you go, even in prison. So they stabbed him in prison, got back. And it's not the fact that they got him back. It's the fact that they found his mama's number, sent her a video of in prison of him getting stabbed, which is crazy.
Yeah, man, I ain't got no tears, man. Man, somebody who works in, law enforcement and, corrections, I'm going to keep it 100 with you, man. I can tell you stories, and I have told C's and a whole bunch of MGH and Rose stories, and they like, that shit really happened? Yes, nigga, this shit be really happening in that motherfucker. And that's why I tell a lot of the youth, especially the black youth, that prison is not a fun place. I don't care what they post on there. I don't care what niggas say. Like, prison is fucked up, bro. It's a lot of fucked up ass shit that go on in prison. Like, yeah, I thought this story was crazy, man. Like, that happens, man. Like, people will try to extort your people on the outside. People will try to make an example of you. Like, I don't know the full details because there'll be situations that I've witnessed myself where you might have fucked with the wrong people. Like, you might have killed somebody or you might have assaulted a woman that's connected. Side note, there was this one inmate, he assaulted someone's auntie before he got there. We found out we had to put the nigga on lockdown. Because next thing we know, half the dome is ready to kill him. So, yeah, man, when you in the prison system, man, you got to try to be careful, man, because you got a lot of gangs, you got a lot of people that's willing to do crazy ass stuff. Not every prison is fucked up like Fulton County. Like, there are some prisons that's like chill, but yeah, like Fulton County is one of those prisons that if you work in the correctional system, it's that, Hayes, and Valdosta. Those are some of the ones in Georgia. Hey, stay the fuck away from those. Cause they doing all the stuff you see in the movies and probably 10 times worse, man. So yeah, be careful.
I mean, speaking of Valdosta, man, when I was living down there, I remember I had to get fingerprints, and the only place they did it in town was at the prison. And I'm like, I heard stories of people telling me how bad it was. And I'm like, it's probably not that bad. Then I had a supervisor that his family was back in like Minnesota or whatever, so he was living in a camper. He didn't want to sell his house and move the family down, so he was like, I'm just gonna do this for a little while. And it was talking about like, how like the bells used to ring and he would hear shotgun shells and crazy shit going on. I'm like, damn, it's that bad? So I mean, and then like the whole history of Fulton County, like the last 2 years, man, they've been crazy. But I mean, it's
fucked up, dog. The food is crap, man. A lot of the food is gonna be slop, man. I done served food to inmates, and roaches didn't like crawl in the box of the food, bro. And I said, bro, the nigga saw the roach, and I said, hey, bro, do you still want this? He was like, I'm hungry as fuck. All right, nigga, here you go. Like you got no choice, bro. It's fucked up, bro. But
you ain't got no ramen noodles, man.
The overcrowding, like you said, that's even more problematic in the jails because so many people get booked and they can't, pay the booking fee and stuff like that. So, the jails ain't meant to hold that many people. That's why you got more jails and prisons being built in schools nowadays because it's a pipeline system.
So is this the jail or the prison in
This is the jail. The jail.
So it happened at the jail, not the prison?
Yeah, it happened in the jail.
That's crazy. How did land shit happen like that at the jail?
And I mean, it's not.
COs don't care. Let's just keep it. I'm gonna keep it 100. Like that, I've been in the system for a minute. There's a handful of COs I met. They do care, but there's a lot of motherfuckers they don't give a fuck. They just want to collect their check and go the fuck home, bro. And I say that respectfully because I don't want to make it seem like it's bad to be a CO. It's like that in all jobs.
Yeah, it's like you got the people who care about the job.
So let's make that clear. I don't want to make it seem like we should be mad at COs. No, it's like that in any job. If you don't work the fast food job before, retail job, you got coworkers that care and you got some that don't. It's no different than for COs and cops. Some care, some don't.
Yeah, I mean the craziest thing to me though is they got his mom's number,
Yeah.
and then
That's easy, man. That's easy to get the mom's number.
I mean, how though?
Because if he got a phone in there and someone sold him the phone, the mom's
So
number's
is
in
this
the
the
phone.
jail or the prison? Because in the jail you don't have the phone. You only can get the phone thrown over the feet. In the prison,
Jail.
The jails are so bad now. Like I got friends who work in the jails, and yeah, these niggas got phones nowadays.
But I mean,
Like
even
the
in
jails are getting fucked up.
even in prison, it's like they got a whole situations with people flying drones in it. Like I literally see, like I'm on Instagram and I've seen a couple of TikToks where like it's not to be, not to knock females, but like they like in there like, looking good. Like I'm like, you're in prison. How are you? They got.
oh, that's because they give us no. You can order like hair products and stuff on the commissary for females.
But
like,
I mean, they got
phones and
like
moisturizers
it's a shorty. She got like a whole like she posts.
yeah, like you use the color pencils for the makeup
It was like
and the
crazy.
cell phone.
They get creative, man.
Yeah, like we could.
So I mean, like you see all that. I'm not surprised that they had the cell phone. I'm just surprised at the fact that they were able to get the number, send it to his mom's, and like I'm like,
Yeah.
but that's some like some, I ain't gonna lie, it's some shit you see on a movie. Like literally, like The Wire or one of these other shows, Sons of Anarchy. Like that's
A Tyler Perry movie.
Where the
yeah,
fuck you think they get it from? You think they just be pulling the shit out of their ass?
yeah.
No, they only pulling the shit out of their ass.
It's supposed to be
man.
the movies get it.
When you saw Lockdown and then they got raped, you just thought that they said, we're just gonna add a rape scene in here.
Nah,
They know niggas be happening.
nah.
That be happening.
Now in 20
Niggas get raped their first day in prison. I remember there was a 19-year-old got booked with bruh, that first night. 3 niggas had their way with that nigga. 19 years old. No. I was on the other shift. Let's not do that. I was on the other shift. I came to work and I'm like, yo, what's going on? We got a prior. For those who don't know, that basically means rape. And I'm like, oh shit. What the fuck happened? And they told me what happened. I said, man, I'm glad I was off, bro, because nigga, that shit is devastating for a grown man to come to you and say, I want to report a prior. And you like, man, bro, it's gonna be a long day.
Then you remember the scene from Power where 2-Bit lit I forgot to do but Ratomi, but like Dre. He lit Dre on fire. And it was like, yeah, and then like I want to say like a month later, he was like, yeah, bruh, somebody got lit on fire at the prison. I'm like, what? So I mean, like it's supposed to be the movies get the stuff from real life, not real life getting the stuff from the movies, but I guess it works both ways.
Yeah, man. Man, art reflects life. Life reflects art at times, man. So something that can get you locked up, and it did get these people locked up and thrown in Fantasy Row. For those who don't know, that's the jail in Augusta. So there's a popular bar called Limelight, and people was having sex in the bathroom. Yo, man, I got tears because we can't afford a hotel room no more.
Nah, apparently
not.
Like
I ain't never craved it that bad where I was like, hey man, we gonna just fuck in the bathroom, like maybe the car. Now I'm not even gonna flex. I'm not even gonna sit at the table and make it seem like my fat ass ain't never had sex in the car. Like that shit's uncomfortable because of my weight. But like I would at least be like, okay, cool, I can understand that. But y'all went in the bathroom? And secondly, you wasn't afraid about someone from the opposite sex seeing you go in the bathroom that you don't belong in? Or did you just do what some of these motherfuckers do? Like, oh yeah, I walked in the men's bathroom, but I'm a man though. I walked in the women's bathroom, but I'm a woman. Like, I don't know, man. But that shit was crazy, man. There was a video surfaced on Facebook of these niggas in the stalls, and you could tell what they was doing. And then there was another video that showed them being walked out of handcuffs. And I just thought to myself, yo, this happened in my motherfucking city. And one of my favorite spots to go to. Like, I love them wings. Like, I love that special, bro. I love ordering that little special, getting the little 20 wings, the curly fries, and the pitcher of beer. And
tater tots, son. You got to get the tater tots.
Oh man, most likely, if I'm being real, I doubt it happened in the men's bathroom because it's no offense to women. Most men, if we saw a nigga getting some pussy in the bathroom, we'd be like, You go, nigga. You go.
Do your thing, bro.
You know, most likely it happened in the women's bathroom. There was a woman that walked in there and was just like, I'm appalled. And then went to the bartender, and the bartender was like, what the fuck?
Yo, and
I
then
already got like 5 open cards, and I got to call the police for some bullshit. And if you've been to Limelight after a certain time, there's a cop that's already stationed at the door. So they ain't even got to call a cop. In fact, sometimes it's not even a cop. Sometimes it's a marshal.
yeah,
You know? So once they just alert that nigga and that nigga goes in the bathroom and sees what happened, I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
yeah. So I mean, I got tears, man, because that's a spot I frequent, man. I mean, the $20 special. Shout out to Limelight. You know, used to be there when they did the whole trivia night.
Back when they did karaoke back in the day, man, and you could smoke in that bitch, man.
All that, you know, used to play
Fuck
pool,
you niggas who voted against that.
but you know, pool and all that shit. But yeah, watched a lot of games there. But it's like, I'm just being honest. That nasty ass bathroom, you fucking in that? Like,
Well, let's be real. I don't know how the women's bathroom look. The men's bathroom and most men's bathroom is shit. You and me talking about this privately off the pod. Man, there's been times you've been at work or you've been at certain places and it's like, I'm going to the women's bathroom because the women's bathroom cleaner. So I don't know. The women's bathroom might be cleaner, Limelight. I don't know.
nah, because I'm saying from the men's bathroom, I ain't gonna lie. Like, they probably people doing their job, but that shit was nasty from what I seen. I'm like, I don't know if I want to get it in there. And it's just like the simple fact of like, come on, man, go to the car. You know, everybody drives to Limelight. Let's be honest. Or you get an Uber. It's certain places I'm just not trying to do my thing there. That nasty ass. I got tears, man, because now it's gonna be a stigma on Limelight. Niggas is gonna be like, I'm gonna go use the bathroom at the gas station.
Niggas ain't finna be thinking about this, man. Niggas finna go there and get drunk again, man. But Star, what you think about these niggas having sex in the Limelight bathroom?
I don't know if it's I'm looking it up. I'm googling it right now though. I ain't even gonna play. But no, if it's anything like I was gonna say Georgia, but we're in Georgia. If it's anything like Atlanta, it's definitely a ratchet little joint up there in Atlanta called what is it called? I don't even know the name. I ain't been out to the club in so long. Anyway, they probably just take the doors off. Take the doors off, the stalls, because that's how that shit is. That's how that shit be for real. But I think that nigga would play for that shit though. I ain't even gonna play it to you, and I wouldn't even snitch on his ass. I'd be like, shit, that was so shot. Goddamn. And then she gave it to him, like, you know.
It's like, hey, let's go to the bathroom real quick.
Right.
Like,
She was down for that shit to get a quickie in the bathroom shit. Ain't no tears there, but damn, y'all didn't have to call the police on the nigga or tell the police. And Shawty was just taking forever.
so niggas was just like mad. Niggas or Shorty was mad. She wasn't getting none. It was like, I got a snitch.
It kind of do be like that sometimes, man. I don't know what's wrong with these niggas in the Limelight bathroom. I don't know what's wrong with these hoes, y'all.
What's wrong with them?
So there was this woman who posted a video saying, what's going on with y'all females that's out here, you know, dating these niggas that's locked up in prison and marrying them. Like, have y'all not tried black.com, farmers.com, match.com? And she went on a whole tangent about all these dating apps you should try before you even think you should, you know, get your boyfriend, you know, from a facility. Let's put it like that. So let's add to the conversation. Just people dating people in prison in general, see. So, because men do it too. We talked about that show, Love After Lockup. There's plenty of men that try to find girlfriends that's locked up. What's your thoughts on people who try to date people that's not people that's already dating, but people that try to date people that's locked up?
Oh, you talking about like pen pals and shit?
Yeah, like you single, they single, and you like, you know what? I see this picture of this girl or this man, and I could do something with that. Even though he got 3 to 5 years, I can fuck with that.
You know why people do it? Because it's easy pickings. You know where they at all times. They can't cheat on you unless they getting, you know, by the same, you know, the same, you know.
See, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let you say what you got to say.
So
to all you ladies, the biggest, baddest niggas that y'all think don't be getting piped down, they be getting piped down. And if they don't get piped down, they pipe the niggas down. I done seen niggas who literally dress like a bitch, like a female, and be sucking multiple niggas' dicks on the compound. Then on Saturday or Sunday morning, would dress like the flyest nigga you ever seen, put some cologne on, and I go walk them to visitation, and they be having bad baby mamas. And then they kiss their baby mama on the lip, and I'll be like, if only she knew where them lips was last night.
If she
only she knew.
If she knew.
Like, so, hey, if your nigga locked up, I'm gonna be real. The safe rule is assume every nigga that's doing more than a month in somewhere is doing something. Just assume that. Just assume that. That's for me, personal experience, but my bad C's.
Yeah, but I mean, it's literally like easy. I ain't gonna say it's easy picking. It's literally like you know where the person is, and then some people probably had that complex where they want to build somebody up or help them get their life together, which is not always a good thing, but I'm not gonna say it's a bad thing because it's like literally like somebody might get locked up one time and it's like, yeah, I'm changing my life around. I'm doing something different. I don't ever want to go back.
Oh, they found Allah?
Found Allah, you know.
Stop eating pork?
Stop eating pork.
Okay. They gave white women up?
Oh, what?
Pork and white women the same?
Kind of. I guess it is the same. Man. If you give a pork, you gotta give a white woman too.
So I mean, there's that whole factor. But I mean, like people go to prison and like, there's a lot of people that try to change their life around and do certain things. And like, it's literally like, I've been writing you for like the last 3-4 years. You know, I really feel. And you talking on the phone. You using your phone time. Don't it still cost money to call people? Collect calls?
Yeah, it do cost money. Now I know at some of the prisons I've worked at, you can buy phone time using your store credit or whatever. So you know there's that, and then there's niggas who talk on the phone using other niggas' time.
That shit sound like basic training, man. When I was in the military, shit.
And then you got the bitch ass niggas. And for those who don't know, the bitch ass niggas is the niggas who say, I'm gonna cut, I'm suicidal, and that's because they want to go to the counselor so the counselor can let them talk on the phone. Because they too broke to pay for phone time.
It's like,
but if you really a player nigga, man, you ain't using your store time to talk on the phone. You know why? Because you got enough money to get a cell phone. And you know what you're doing? You selling your cell phone time to other niggas. You know how much, if I had a cell phone, I'm locked up, and I'm like, hey, C's, you want to use my cell phone for an hour? No, but you got to give me, nigga.
$1,500.
Nigga, you got to give me at least like $200. You know, so niggas who got cell phones, they living good in prison. So if your people locked up, get them a cell phone.
Yeah, but it also stems from the fact we talked about it on the pile before, but women tend to go for the bad boy, and it's like, okay, he's the hot nigga in the city. He's selling this, he's selling that. He got, you know, this.
Did you say bad boy? I can't stop. I won't stop.
No Diddy. But you know, he's got motion in the city doing something, and you know, this is who they picked, and they know he gonna go to way for 6 months, and then you might the situation where 5 to 10. But Shorty gonna hold him down because you know he paid for all this shit.
I respect that.
She's supposed to do what she's supposed to do. But I mean, I always say, hey, if you're not about that lifestyle, don't do it. Stop fucking with these people in prison. Or get with them when they get out. Let them change their life around. If you want to be pen pals, be a pen pal. Talk with it, you know, let them do their thing. But all this other extra shit, like, oh, now you got stories of niggas sending Shorty because she cute. And I ain't seen some bad chicks like in prison. I'm like, damn, when she get out? You know what I mean? Like, it's that much. You like, let me send her a little $50 on cash out.
All that, man. It's a reason why when they try to send me to female facilities, I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yes, I mean, and you seen that scene on Tulsa King?
That's what I'm saying. Nah, I'm not. You're not finna set me up for the open door. I'm not finna, bruh. I saw this video of this porn star talking about when she was locked up in Ohio penitentiary. She was like, man, the things I would have did for a cheeseburger and some fries. Because a nigga like me, man, I'm gonna add the McNuggets with it. Like, what's up? So I don't want to deal with that situation.
So you gonna tell them that's your lunch, but somehow you gonna get it to Shorty.
Man, it's a lot of bad bitches that's locked up, bro. I just hate to say it like that. Like, we forget the strip clubs. It's a lot of bad bitches that be locked up, and I'm gonna keep it real.
Shit happens.
For you men that work with female inmates, salute to you. I couldn't do it. I'm not even gonna tempt myself.
Cause I mean, shit happens. Like, there's a lot of people. I ain't gonna say there's not people locked up. Like, they don't deserve to be locked up, but shit happens. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people do shit. You know, shit happens in life. You know, there's you get time. So I mean, like, but it's like still, I'm going back to the fact of like, hey, pick better people in life, like your baby daddies, your boyfriends, your husband, whatever. Pick better niggas, and men pick better females. Like maybe if Shorty's been in jail 3 times for scamming, what's to say she's not gonna scam you? Or if she knocks somebody's block off every time you go out, you might not need to deal with her. So I mean,
some niggas like that though. And
I don't mean to Bogart, but Scott, what's your thoughts on like this, like people dealing with people in prison?
You will call me Sky as soon as I start recording. It's Star.
I'm sorry, Star.
The prison scene, shit, that shit's a goddamn. That's just a goddamn doggy dog world, bro. Like, you got to get that bitch out the mud when you in that motherfucker. Like, I don't know. Y'all was talking about some shit about the females dating CEO, not CEOs, my bad.
Just regular niggas.
Yeah, dating regular people or whatever. Shit, I don't know. My cousin Gwen, she dates her dude. She met him in prison. And shit, he got them. I think what happened? His wife died and left him money or some shit like that. This nigga gave her ass like $15,000 or some shit, right?
You see them? It's like love after lockup, man. That's a two.
He's still in contract. He made her like the you know how you gotta have an attorney.
Yeah.
Then you gotta get the power of attorney.
So he made her a POA.
Yeah, he made her like the power of attorney or whatever. So I ain't gonna flex to you.
So, I mean, and then like that's that.
Hey, see, I'm gonna keep it real, bro. I say this all the time, even to my female coworkers. If a nigga breaking you off some money and he locked up, that's a win.
Right, that's like a win.
But is it though?
Yeah,
that's a win. But it's so many of these niggas. I can tell you a million stories of broke niggas getting pussy from regular bitches. Like if you broke and you locked up. And you giving pussy to a nigga. First of all, I feel like if you giving pussy to a broke nigga anyway, something wrong with that anyway. That's just me personally. You know, and I tell all my female cousins that, I tell all my female friends that, like, if you giving pussy to a broke nigga, something wrong with that equation any fucking way. But if you giving pussy to a broke nigga that's locked up, like you getting scammed, like you getting fucked up.
How can you give the pussy because he locked up?
Bruh, because you dating the nigga, so when the nigga get out, you fucking him, and you let the nigga move in with you, and you take care of him. Like, I don't want to get too deep, but I know too many women in actual real professions, like nurses, PCTs, and stuff like that, teachers, and even some correctional females and cops that are females, that have a nigga that's literally still on papers. And the nigga, like, bro, there was this one bitch that told me straight up, yeah, man, this nigga was locked up for selling drugs, and I got 2 kids already, and he don't do nothing but smoke weed and play video games at my house that I pay for. And so I got off work after working a 12-hour shift, you know, and he texted me saying, I want McDonald's. No, I want a Burger King, but the kids wanted Wendy's. So she said, well, can I get something for Wendy's? The nigga didn't respond. So she got the nigga like the 3/4 day burger from Wendy's with some nuggets and some fries and a strawberry lemonade. The nigga got mad talking about, man, this ain't what the fuck I wanted. Nigga, you broke.
You ain't got no choice.
In the words of Willy Wonka, nigga, you gets nothing. You gets nothing. But hey, it's situations like that all the time, man. Like I feel like, unfortunately, man, for men, I know what men doing. Because one, some niggas just can't get pussy. And you know, and I ain't even mad at you, bro. Like, if you can't get pussy and you know you can't get pussy, like, that's just some easy pickings right there, man. It's the same reason why some niggas date women that's 20 years younger than them. Because you just can't fuck with women your age. So, like, you just go for what you think is an easy target, which is women that's locked up because she fucked up, you doing okay, and, like, not great, you doing okay, so you feel like it's an easy target. Okay, so whatever. The second reason is you might have niggas, and most niggas are egomaniacs. They want power and shit. You're never gonna have more power than dealing with someone that's 20 years younger than you, or someone that's locked up. So if a woman is locked up and she doesn't have a job and she's on probation and she needs to pay her probation, like you're going to be able to have the power in that relationship. So I understand why men do it. It's not right, but I understand why men do it.
So
You know, but for women, man, I'm gonna be honest, man. If you a beautiful sister and you out here, now let me keep this real because you said something earlier, C's. If you was already like, if Star was already fucking with me, and we already had that thing going, I get locked up tomorrow. Her staying down with me, that's some real shit to me. I don't count that as the same as I'm in prison. I hit her up on Facebook. I tell her my situation. She continues to talk to me. And now we start forming this relationship. See, that's some crazy ass shit. Because how good does a nigga game gotta be for you to be like, hey man, I'm gonna give this nigga some pussy. I'm gonna date this nigga, even though I know he locked up. If he not sending you money, because if I'm sending her like $2,000 because she's telling me, yeah man, my rent like I'm short $1,200, and I'm sending her 2 bands, man, you a fool not to fuck with me then. Like, respectfully, you a fool not to fuck with me.
So,
but if I'm not doing nothing for you and you just fucking with me just because I'm cute, and I don't want to get into what cute is.
Pen pal.
The definition of that is different for every woman. But if you just fucking with me just because I'm locked up, you know, I'm just saying, because like for some women, they like niggas like big X the plug. Some of the women like niggas that's tall, light skin with dress. Some women like niggas that look like Kodiak Black. So it's like, because you think a nigga cute and he broke, but he locked up, you want to fuck with him. Like, yeah, man, that's just, I hate to say it, like that's retarded to me.
I mean, then there's the fact that like maybe they feel like they can change him for the better. Like, you know, it's the same story. Like, there's a lot of women that feel like
change no person.
There's a lot of women. So Star, would you mess with a nigga that was locked up?
Me? That's funny.
Like
whatever you want. Like
I'm actually saying funny. Like that means one or two things. Either it means
fuck no,
I would never. Hell, I'm not gonna lie. Like I've done it before, but I've learned though.
I have done it before. I done it when I was younger though. But before he got arrested, we dated. But he went down on a murder charge, and he went down on a murder charge, and I end up like, I don't know. He actually just got out.
You gonna take him back?
Hell no! I got a whole hell. No.
You got a whole new situation.
No, I'm single. I got a 3-year-old. The fuck? I gotta think about my child. I ain't think about no nigga. I ain't think about no money.
But what if he hits you back?
What if he hits good daddy?
No, stepdaddy.
Yeah, because he doesn't like it.
Stepdaddy sees it by now.
Yeah.
He gonna teach your son how to be the murder charge.
I done changed my life. I'm working construction now. I done changed my life. Like, shorty, I miss you.
Y'all shouldn't be together. Y'all should get back together. Y'all was such a cute couple.
Like, shorty, I miss you. I'm a change man. Prison changed me.
No,
it did change it, man. Because now when he go to the toilet, when Star be like, damn, he was clutching before he took the shit. Now when he take a shit, that shit go like plop.
It's wide open. But nah, if he was to come to you like, hey, I done changed. I'm different now. My life is, you know, I'm trying to, like, I miss you. I'm not the same person I was. No. It's just a straight up.
And it's not the fact that he been in prison, but it's the fact that, I don't know, I'm on a whole nother wave in life. Like,
and good for
but
you.
when I was down with him, and then it was like, you know, then I went to prison.
She was like, I went to prison too. I ain't trying to be associated with nobody.
No, it's not that.
My lawyer told me.
I went to prison, and when I was in prison, I did other shit when I got out. Like, I can't just date a nigga because he went to prison and now he's out. No, that shit was. It's complicated because you know how bitches be like, you can't leave a nigga when he in prison. Bitch, people that really like that, they'll like.
What's the difference between leaving a nigga while he in prison and fucking like 10 niggas while he in prison, but you still with him? What's the difference?
I don't know. What's the difference is that he don't know. That's the difference. For real, like he wouldn't know if you're fucking someone else because you know communication is everything. Like,
hey man, I just want to say thank you to all you niggas who get locked up because I say at least 35% of the pussy I got in my life has been women who told me my nigga locked up right now.
Damn.
And it's like, hey man, I'm telling you, man, like, hey, I tell this to my homeboy MJ time. I feel sorry for these niggas is locked up because if they was like, bruh, this fat that sloppy nigga is on top of my bitch. That's some crazy ass shit.
It's like I can't fuck with that.
Hey, I'd have had a nigga say that before. I'd have had a nigga say that before. A nigga got mad. He got mad. It's like, you let this nigga roll on top of you? Hey, man, it happens sometimes, man. But on to the final topic of the night. You know, today was the first day in Black History Month. Now, for those who've been following the podcast for the last couple of years, you know, I'm big on Black culture, Black history. And, you know, if you want to learn more about a history, go to the Instagram page, go to my personal page, Verteezy, go to the TikTok page, No More Black Tears, because for the first day of Black history, I posted a legend, someone that's an icon in the Black community, someone that has fought for our freedom and our rights, OJ the Juice Simpson. So he was... Why are you laughing, Star? What's wrong with that?
Did he kill somebody?
OJ,
he was innocent.
Allegedly.
No, not allegedly. No, the fuck that he was acquitted. Yeah, he found him innocent.
Oh my god,
he was found innocent.
That is crazy.
And secondly, if he did, and there wasn't a felt like, I mean,
did he really?
So I mean, who cares? Like I'm paying for a mansion, and you gonna fucking nigga the mansion I'm paying for? Like, you know, but
is that what happened?
Yeah, he was paying for the mansion. And she brought a white man and gonna fuck the man in the mansion he paying for. But yeah, man.
Why you gotta be about color though? Why you had to?
I mean, cause that's how the trial was broken down.
That's literally they persecuted OJ after the trial. So it's like,
because plenty of white men did what OJ did, and they was like, you know what? We feel you, bruh. You paying for this mansion, and this bitch fucking a nigga. Hey, you good? Because he was black, they was like, no, you can't fuck no white bitch and then kill her now. Come on, man. But yeah, that's the first person that I put down for Black History Month, man. Continue to follow if you want to find out more about Black people. Last year, we posted a lot of people that invented stuff. So, speaking of Black history, y'all know that, you know, President Donald Trump basically signed an executive order that's going to release the MLK, the JFK, and Robert Kennedy files from the FBI. Seeds, what's your thoughts on this? And what's your thoughts on just this month in Black history? Because a lot of things are being reported saying that a lot of companies, a lot of federal agencies are not going to have to celebrate Black history. So what's your thoughts?
So I'm not going to try to get too high on my soapbox and, you know, talk for the next 30 minutes. I'm going to keep it, you know, short. I'm going to try to keep it a little short and sweet, you know, doing my thing. But it's literally like, what took you so long? They just, a couple years ago, they released the Emmett Till files. And, like, the white woman died. And then, like, now I'm hearing things about Emmett Till had Tourette's, which is new information to me. So if he was whistling, because that's what he did, they could have said anything. But at that time, that's crazy to me.
His mom even said at the time of the trial, if you read the trial files and you watch the movie and watch the show and read books, that he had a stutter and a speech problem. And she taught him whenever he got stuck on a word to whistle.
So, I mean, it simply goes back to the fact, like, why you wait until now? RFK Jr. just recently is now head of what is the FDA or the EPA?
I don't know. That nigga like he finna die though.
It's one of them. And he got that rough ass voice like, hey, you want to feel like one of these different things, like we're going to release the information. His whole family just own him.
You know why? Because the Kennedy's always been for Black people. For this nigga to do what he did, I was like, yo, I thought your family stood with Black people. What the fuck you got going on?
It's like, and he was literally sitting there telling people, Black people, he verbatim, he was on the Matt Hoffa show, verbatim told Black people, for reparations are never going to happen. There's other things we can do, education and all this other bullshit.
Oh, no, he told the truth for that now.
I mean, it's the truth, but it's like, nigga, we're telling you, fuck the education. Fuck all this other economic bullshit. Give me money, motherfucker.
Oh, they're not going to do nothing.
You gave money to the Native Americans.
They're not going to give us no loans, no money, no education.
No grants. You can't even give me a grant.
White people already say how they feel, man.
Oh, the whole DEI shit with the grants. You said, fuck that. You're not doing it. But basically, it's like, what are these files going to release with these FBI files? Are they going to be redacted? That's my biggest question. Because you know when they redact files, they literally black shit out. It's literally like, hey, you can't see what the fuck they actually said. You might get a glimpse, but when they black shit out and cross it out, you can't see what the authentic message was. And it's like, what is this, 50 years later? 40, 50 years later? 60?
So I'm going to keep it real, man. I'm not going to talk too much about the files itself because, me and you talk about this privately. Who cares? Like, let's just keep it real. We as black people, we know that the government conspired to kill Fred Hampton.
Name it. But
we know the government conspired to kill Dr. King.
Hold up.
We know the government conspired to kill Malcolm X.
Hold up.
We know the government conspired to kill both the Kennedys.
But Vertizi, name the fucking program.
But I'm going to tell you why it doesn't matter. Because even if President Trump was to come out and read it and say, yes, the government killed these people because they did not want civil rights to progress, white people are going to be like, either white people are going to be like, oh, okay, cool, that was so long ago, it don't matter. Or they're going to be like, I don't believe it, man. I just feel like this ain't the America I live in.
But they fucking telling you this is what the fuck happened.
They're not going to believe it, man. They don't care. When you talk to white people, like white people will hear something like Emmett Till situation. Or they'll hear something like the 4 little girls in the church. And they would tell you some shit like, that was so long ago. Man, Ruby Bridge is still alive. And she was one of the first people to integrate at a school. Like Emmett Till would have been what, like 60, 70 today? He was 14 when he was murdered. And I feel bad even saying he was murdered because if you actually talk about the details, that's a light way to fucking put it. Just 2 weeks ago, I told y'all, I was like, man, bro, we don't want to talk about Medgar Evers about how he was killed in his fucking driveway like a dog when he got home. His kids and wife was at the doorway to greet him, and someone shot him in his back in front of his kids and wife, and he got kids that's still alive. Dr. King still got kids that's still alive. Like, so they're either going to try to make it seem like racism was so long ago, but then it's like, yo, bro, you mean like when my grandma was growing up? And like, come on, it wasn't that far. Like, come on, man.
Like, there's literally people still alive that went through this shit. But this is my thing. COINTELPRO, they literally put the shit in movies. You see this shit. You hear about this shit. I hate that bullshit movie they made because I'm never going to watch it.
And you know what they're going to talk about with Dr. King? They're not even going to talk about, when the files be released, they're not even going to talk about how the government conspired to kill him. They're going to talk about,
he was
man, that nigga was fucking hoes.
Was he?
Like, that's all they're going to talk about.
It's a known fact that Martin Luther King.
But to be fair, Coretta said that never happened. His daughter came out and said those were false allegations. So his family had stood by and said Ralph Abney was just lying to sell a book. But even if it was true, for those who understand history, do we even understand how famous Dr. King and Malcolm X was during that time period?
Yeah.
They was more famous than black movie stars and black entertainers, like people like Sam Cooke.
If you on the road, it's just like Malcolm X.
If you on the road, yeah, you got time to do that, man. Jesse Jackson was getting pussy, bro. And Jesse Jackson wasn't even half as big as goddamn Dr. King.
But this is a question I have. Does that take away from what the person was trying to do?
I don't care if that nigga fucked 100 bitches on the road, man. Like, it don't take away the fact that he knew his life. Like, when you read his memoirs, he knew his life was in danger doing what he did. Like, if you was to ask the average black person today, yo, are you willing to die for a whole movement?
Yeah.
Most black people gonna say hell no. Like, most black people gonna say hell no.
He's not.
Like, yeah, no, sees you different. No, you and me talk probably sees you different.
Like we talking about now.
But most black people, they not gonna die for a whole movement, bro. And we got friends that would tell you straight up, no, I'm not gonna die for my people to be better. Like, Dr. King died for a dream he never even got to see. Like, that's so sad when you really think about it, bro.
Right.
You die for some shit that you never get to see. Imagine dying for your kids because you want your kids to be successful and you never get to see your kids be successful.
Yo, but then here's the other thing. This is the thing I always talk about. I hate when it's like these pro-black, I'm not going to say fake pro-black, but like you got everybody that wants to talk about Malcolm X. Malcolm X, when he was with the Nation of Islam, was very strong in the sentiments of black people segregating and doing their own thing. Like, hey, pro-black, build up, build. But you see later in life when he converted completely converted to Islam, he was on a different type of time. He was on Pan-Africanism and the expansion of Islam. So he converted from the Nation of Islam to Sunni. I want to say Sunni.
Yeah, no, he did.
Sunni Islam. So it was like, you see the change. And then Dr. King was the opposite. He went from, his advisors literally told him, you need to be like Gandhi. Even though Gandhi was racist as fuck, they told him, you need to be more peaceful. Dr. King didn't actually agree with everything that he did, but his advisors told him, hey, we need to be on a more peaceful route. Then as the progression through his terms, he went through the Poor People's Union. He was literally telling poor white folks, hey, you need to get with us. Poor Puerto Ricans, poor Spanish people. Like the same shit Fred Hampton on, that was what Dr. King was doing.
And to be honest, that's the real truth why both of them got killed. They both got killed because once you start talking about digging into these rich people's pockets, now they're like, yo, it's one thing for you to get these niggas over here and us letting them use the same bathroom, eat the same restaurants, but now you getting the poor white people to join y'all, and you telling them like, hold up, bruh, you know y'all should be getting more money than what y'all getting.
And then they're literally calling him a terrorist and he's a communist and all this other bullshit, which is like, once you say the word communist back in the day, like the 60s, anything past the 60s, you can't really fuck with nobody calling them a communist. But before that factor is literally like, yo, nigga, that's like calling you like, hey, you work for the Russians. That's like literally modern day.
Yeah,
there's a politician.
That's a death sentence, man. Being called a communist back in the day was a death sentence. Hey, Star, do you think the files being released have any significance?
So there's literally like everybody knows JFK, John F. Kennedy, and his brother. There's a lot of situations where like literally two brothers died in the same like 10, 15 year span. And they're literally releasing the FBI files on their whole case and situation.
And MLK.
And also MLK. So it's like they're literally lumping it together, the Kennedys, and they're a big political family. The Kennedys, like JFK was like, he really changed a lot of stuff, but they're literally releasing his files and the MLK files, Martin Luther King's files, and like releasing like, hey, everything the FBI had on them.
So are they releasing it to the public? Or
yes. So officially, finally, after all this time.
All the voice recordings. So, like, basically, if that, like, some people think JFK was fucking Marilyn Monroe.
He was.
We're going to know if that's true.
He was. Fuck that. He was. JFK was like, if you think any young politician or Hollywood back in the day, if you was a politician back in the day, you was Hollywood. Yeah, he was fucking Marilyn Monroe.
Now we're going to know for a fact because we're going to have the files saying that. Same thing with Dr. King. Same thing, like, was both of their assassinations or all three of the assassinations, did the government have any part of that, all that stuff? Oh,
so I believe because they was for the black people, though. MLK was for the black people and Dale Kennedy was for the black. So, of course, everybody's going to, of course they were, but I doubt they're going to release anything because, it's tax season, right?
Yeah.
So, hold on.
And I'm listening.
So you know how you got to take the black marker
on
certain documents.
And that's what I was talking about, redacted.
Maybe.
So, I mean, that's what I was talking about, redacted files.
Yeah, my tax lady at the time was like, oh, well, yeah, just go through your tax document and black out everything that don't need to be written off or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's what they're going to do. They're going to release what they want to release to the public, and they're going to redact everything else. Everything else is going to be blacked out because some shit is not going to come out right. I doubt if it's going to do something about Marilyn Monroe, but yeah, this is like a scandal. They probably make a movie or some shit out of that. It'd be like for some money to come back into the United States. Donald Trump is our president. He's all about the money. I'm not gonna lie, I did not vote for him, but I did vote for him the first time he won. I voted for him.
Good Lord.
I voted for him then because he was like, oh well, I want to just keep the money in the United States. I want us to.
To be fair, the option was Hillary. Hillary was a fucked up option then.
She was not. I don't think she was a fucked up option. I think she didn't win because she was a female.
I ain't gonna lie. Any woman that basically can't suck dick, that's a bad option.
know she can suck dick or not. What's wrong with shit?
It's a reason why Bill. It's a reason why Bill said he didn't have sexual relations with that woman.
Isn't that his wife?
I mean, hey,
No, I'm talking about the secretary that he got his dick sucked by.
You talking about Monica Lewinsky?
Yeah.
Hey. I'm gonna be honest. They probably ain't fucked in like 30 years. They probably both got side pieces.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro.
They got side pieces.
I don't think Bill done fucked Hillary in a long time. And I don't think Hillary been fucked in a long time, period.
Nah, she got side pieces.
Have you seen her face, bro? She look like she ain't been fucked. I don't want to get off track.
Rock and Michelle are fucking. Y'all think they have the same?
Yeah.
Nah, they fucking. Okay.
But Barack he done had shit thrown his way. That's all I'm saying.
Of course he has. He is a handsome black man. And it's not even the fact that he's been president. It's just the fact that
I mean, Michelle's an attractive black woman.
Right.
You know, so I'm pretty sure they both had things happen, but you know, yeah, they fucking still. They both relatively young, and they both, you know, they fucking each other.
But back to like the main topic. It's like we talked about the files being released,
right?
And you know how that goes. Kash Patel is now head of the FBI. He literally said verbatim. People call me sand nigga. And if you know that's the negative term for anybody that's Indian or Arab, sand nigga. It's like Doom Coon. That's another one. That shit is so hilarious to me. I love that shit. But Doom Coon and I'm not saying that I'm gonna use it. I'm just saying it's shit funny to me because they call like you call me a coon and then you turn around and call somebody that's Arab a fucking Doom Coon. But he literally said verbatim in fucking Senate in the House and said, hey, they called me a Doom Coon, go back to where you're from. He's now taking over the FBI. So now there's like whole stipulations about what he's gonna do. And there's like the people he's putting in, are they just gonna kiss the ring and say, we're gonna do whatever you do? Or are you gonna stick to the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and stick to that? And then there's the other side of like, hey, we also say this is / Black History. Recently, I'm going to say last month, Joe Biden's one of his last things he did was he pardoned Marcus Garvey. And if you say you're pro-black in any form or fashion, and you don't know who Marcus Garvey is, I'm ashamed that you even claim that the name that I'm pro-black, and you don't know who Marcus Garvey is. You have to look at the history of Marcus. Like this shit started like Marcus Garvey was in the 30s and like the 20s. Before there was
fair, a lot of black people don't study Pan-Africanism. To be fair,
but he was in America. This is literally a Jamaican guy who came to America, made all these efforts. Like he was literally on the track of like Liberia. If you know anything about Liberia, he was on that. Started his own shipping company, started his own newspaper. He literally was one of the people that they fucked with, like the FBI and the CIA fucked with way before Malcolm X and everybody else. Medgar Evers, name somebody. They fucked with him more than anybody. Like he was like one of the prominent, you know, like we talk about like Booker T and W. He was in the same crowd.
Yeah, now he had very strong ideas, and those ideas led to other people, a lot of them other leaders you just named.
And then I say that my sentiment is this. They literally chose him out of all these other people. The direct lineage is him. And to pardon him now says it should be spoken on a loudspeaker to everybody.
So like,
why he's so important.
I'm going to say this and I'm going to, pass it on the Star and then we'll wrap it up. But it's almost like with the Fred Hampton situation. It's a reason why Edgar Hoover called, Fred Hampton the Black Messiah. Because you get certain people, and Marcus Garvey is one of them, that can resonate with a group of people. Because it's one thing, because we talk about Dr. King, but there was, I can't think of his name now, but he came from the same area, Alabama, and he actually had the same congregation. Dr. King had the same church, but they just wasn't following him. And then Dr. King came along and they followed him. Like sometimes people just need a certain leader and a certain voice to follow, even if it's the same message. That's why a lot of times you see people like they try to label Farrakhan a certain way, because for some reason people love to listen to him. People follow his message, And that scares a demographic of people that don't want people to hear a message or to follow certain people. Because it's one thing for us to be on this podcast now and we could tell black people, hey, you need to do this, you do that. And it could be some shit that white people, especially white supremacy, don't want to hear. But if we're not at a level to threaten them, they're not going to care. But if we ever get to a level where it's like, yo, they got millions of people listening to them, millions of people doing what they're saying, we need to do something about that. It's a reason why a lot of those people who grow those mass followings get cut down, man. And, you know, I think it's good that these files are being released from just a simple fact of hopefully there'll be some transparency. But with that being said, I agree with Star and I agree with yourself. We're not even going to know the whole truth because I don't trust a government to completely be vulnerable and and transparent and say, yeah, we killed these people because we felt like these people was going to better a demographic of people. Because even though I feel like white people won't give a fuck, what if I'm wrong? What if white people see the truth and it fucks their mind up?
And they're like, yo, this is some bullshit.
It does some bird box shit. Where it's like,
damn,
hey man, you see that sometimes. Sometimes the truth can be so fucked up, people can't even handle it, man. They almost blow their brains out to the point where it's like everything I've been taught is a lie. That's like if you told white people tomorrow, Jesus is a black man, and you confirm that. Can you imagine what the fuck would happen? Not just in America, around the world. You know, he is a black man, but
even if
imagine if that was confirmed. Imagine if Jesus came back tomorrow and this nigga had cornrows and my kind of skin complexion.
He would.
I'm just saying, just imagine if he was just a straight.
He have a fro.
And just imagine if he was a straight nigga. White people would be fucked up. White people are like, we can't follow you, nigga. You know? Star, what's your final thoughts on this? Documents, Black History, all of that.
Oh, Black History? I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even know it was Black History Month until you said something. Like, I know it's February 1st, but
yeah, and it's like
it's
like we got to get to the point to where Black History is not just.
We're not there yet, bro.
We're not at the point to where it's just February. It went from a week to a month.
Did it?
To now it's like
Black History started off as a week and then it grew to a month.
And then it's like Black History is literally. I saw a post. My auntie liked the post, and I saw it ended up coming up on my feed on Facebook. Black history is not just American history; it's Guyanese. Name a country, like you know, we all got friends and family that's from another country. Like Black history is Guyanese history, it's Jamaican history, it's Trinidadian, Puerto Rican history. Like Schomburg, the famous library in Harlem. Schomburg was Puerto Rican. It's one of the most known African American history museum or libraries in the nation, and it's like one of the places I want to go one day. There's like so many countries and Puerto Rican, Panamanian, Jamaica, Haiti. All this is history. So like to simply say Black history is not just simply a month. It's literally history. All the people that have invented stuff, all the people that are continuously doing things, Black history is your daily life. If you're Black and you're doing something, hello, hey Vertizi, hey Star, guess what? You're Black history. You know what I'm saying? So it's like literally like we are a part of the American history. We are part of these countries' history. So we continuously making history every day.
Yeah, man. I want to thank Star for coming to the pod. You know, we had to, reschedule and stuff like that, but I appreciate her taking time out to do the pod. Star, all the stuff you got going on for people that might want to support you, how would they do that?
Well, you can follow me on Instagram at brownsugar_gorgeous. I also have a clothing page, that's Shakita Things. I also have a cart page, which is... What's my car page? Honda Bay 2. This is my second Honda.
Okay.
So Honda Bay 2.
Hey, you surprised me. I don't mean to interrupt you, but you surprised me. I thought you was gonna say like SRT or some, Scat Pack, with like a charge or something behind it. Respect. Okay.
Yeah, I have a Honda, second Honda actually.
Accord?
No, it's a Civic. The first one was an Accord. The first one was a Honda Accord. It was pink. This one is green and pink, my favorite color.
Okay.
I also have a YouTube. You can follow me on YouTube. I have 2 YouTube channels. I'm trying to get them combined into one. My YouTube channel is that girl Star. They ran out of my name, Star. There's too many people out there with the same common name. Star is a common name, but it's that girl Star dash V3Z because that's all they had available, and I wasn't going to do Star with like 5 R's, so I did the Star with what they gave me, Star V3Z or whatever. So yeah, you can follow me on TikTok. I just got back on my TikTok. My TikTok is also the same as my Instagram, brownsugar_gorgeous. Brownsugar_gorgeous. Make sure you follow me on that because I post on that motherfucker every day unless I'm detoxing. I do detox, But if I'm detoxing, I'm not gonna post. But then I will catch you up on what happened throughout my week once I do. So yeah.
So for those who listening, I know it's hard to keep everything she just said, but in the actual video, we'll put all her stuff in there. If you want to support her in any facet, you will be able to do that.
Oh, yeah, and I'm coming out with man clothes soon in all sizes. I have female clothes right now in all sizes. So I'm going to have man clothes very soon.
I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to put you on the spot real quick. Hey, you going to have to send us a pack. Hey, God, you going to have to send us a pack. We going to be, hey.
No, I got you. Yeah.
Let's see if you got anything on my side.
Yeah, you already know I do though. What was that? 3, 4?
Yeah, okay. We're not even getting to that on the pod.
I'm gonna need the joggers. I'm gonna need the shirt. I'm gonna need all that. Hoodie. So what's the brand called though? Okay.
Yeah, it's not a music label, but it's just something that my nephew came out with before he passed.
And you did say you did music, right?
I do.
So you want to shout out your music links or anything?
Oh yeah, I'm on all platforms. That girl Star dash V3Z. Yes, I said dash V3Z. So yeah, all platforms.
So once again, all of that will be in the link on the video. So for y'all to actually support her. Any final thoughts tonight, Star?
Thank you for having me come. Appreciate it. Have fun.
Yo, and we appreciate you for coming on. Like everybody's got busy, everybody doing their thing, everybody busy. I just want to say my last sentiments, Black history is every day, man. It's your general lives, people you talk to every day. Do your research, man. Like there's literally if you feel like you don't care, there's something you will learn every single day of your life, man.
Yeah, man. I said this a couple weeks ago, man. We got to learn how to celebrate Black history, just not the parts where we feel like, we done overcame the parts that seem depressing, man. I talked about a situation that happened in the 1920s of a Black woman who was pregnant and she was lynched and they cut open her belly and the baby fell out and it was still breathing and they stumped her to death. We got to celebrate all of Black history because I know some people don't be like, I don't want to get pissed off and mad. You should be pissed off and mad because they did this to, and I'm not even going to say our ancestors, because that makes it seem like it was 200-300 years ago. They did this to our relatives, and this shit should piss you off, man. You should take 5 to 10 to 20 minutes out your day to go online and research what our people been through, what they've been through to have us the right to vote, what they've been through for us to be able to eat in the same restaurants, go to the same schools, even you motherfuckers that like to date snow bunnies and you women that like to date white men. Hey, man, look, hey, love who you love, but appreciate what people did to even give us that right. Because a lot of people died just so that you could even do that. And there's actually a movie on Netflix called Loving that shows a case of a white man who was married to a Black woman and they labeled their kids as not humans because of the fact that it was an interracial marriage. And that's a true story. So this is stuff that we need to embrace in our culture and we need to remember. In the words of Abby and Raquel, peace.
Mr. DJ Rose, Verkeezy, and C's, welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap your seatbelt, go and settle land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell our land. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.